Kingdom OutKast Podcast is a platform for us to simply express our thoughts, opinions, and experiences concerning our faith and events around the world. We're here for your entertainment, encouragement, and edification of the body. We're humans like yourself and are not the final authority of views expressed. Only the Most High Yah is. Feel free to agree, disagree, edify, question, and comment however you're led to in the comments. We are many members of one body under Messiah and look forward to communing as a family with mutual respect. Shalom and enjoy the pod. Kingdom OutKast.
So you said Dej was what you?
Larger than I appear on camera. Like, I'm not tall, but I'm also not small.
Yeah, true. I mean, you're like, I guess.
I call myself sizable.
Yeah, you're like mid.
Sizable.
You're like mid for a girl, like mid height.
Yeah.
Like, I guess short for a woman is like maybe 4'3", 4. Not 4'11", 5'3"
is crazy.
Yeah, 5'11", 4'3", but then we get to like maybe 5'5" to 5'7". That's like mid. Then 5'8" is like tall. Yeah.
You're above average.
Elijah's sister's like eye height with him.
Okay.
I be hating him, bro.
Look, I don't,
Man,
man.
I'll be having a little bro them. I'm like, listen, I wear the pants here.
Wait,
they're like, no.
tall too?
Yeah, Lyra's tall too. She's
I think it's
they're both probably like
hilarious.
5'7".
They're like a right here with you, literally just.
Ever tell y'all about me the time I dated a 6-foot chick?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't this like your first love or something?
No. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
I've been watching in all shame. Pop the Balloon.
Oh my
Love.
goodness! That is some toxic entertainment.
Did you go on that show?
Huh?
Did you ever go on that show?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, I would never go on that
You
show,
would start
fam.
firing the girls up. I think that if they started just coming at
You would roast them.
I think you would roast them.
Pete.
I don't feel like they would pop the balloon.
I would come with energy. First of all,
Everyone gets the balloon pop. Why would they see him and just be like, "We're not popping any more balloons"?
well, here's how I know what would happen. I would walk up. First of all, I'm gonna look nice. You know what I mean? I have a nice fit. Definitely first date worthy fit. And it's so simple. Some guys try to do too much. I might have like just a black long sleeve kind of.
No African girl?
Sweater.
Not realistic.
Yeah. Slim sweater, black sweater. Maybe I just wear probably all black. Keep it safe. Obviously, I'd probably get maybe half. If it's like say like 8 girls, okay, 4 of them are probably gonna pop off a height already. But once I start talking, and once I start showing the charisma, that's about at least 2 of them is gonna ask for their balloon back. Okay.
Oh, you know how the game works.
Yo, man, I already know. Yo, because I seen an episode where like the first guy that ever matched was the shortest guy on there, but his charisma and character is what really got him the chick.
Yeah.
And I mean, according to Men's Fitness magazine, okay, I think this is an issue from like 2013. It's called Advantages of Being Short, and one of them was shorter people usually have better character because they go through more than others.
I can believe that.
Yeah,
and
funnier too. You have to roast people.
There you go. Now I would come with like comfortable energy. Oh, he gives me protector energy. He gives me calm energy. Yeah. But no, the moment somebody tell me, say, okay, I'm not too short, fine, I'm gonna take that. But say you try to grill a little bit, say he gives me Kevin Hart vibe, and say you say something mad or midget or the New York is coming out, fam.
John and.
But I would have to put a disclaimer because I already know other girls would probably pop just based off of me grilling her.
Disrespecting the other girls, yeah.
That's not even
and that's you get disrespected. It's like you want to get some.
I ain't gonna disrespect.
They're gonna be like, respect women.
Yeah, and like, okay, double standards. But
you can't like roast them on like something too deep. It depends on the roast.
Yeah, fam. I wouldn't, but I'd probably grill more off of mentality. Like shallowness, you know what I mean? Like the stuff that people pop on there is like the stupidest.
I've seen a couple clips and I'm just like, for sometimes all 8 of them, they never give the dude a chance.
Yeah.
And then like some of them will give him a chance, and then the dude will he'll get roasted at one, and then everyone else starts popping. It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's
a big group think mentality.
And
I reckon with more with the girls, I see that a lot. Like everybody just pop just because everybody has a spot, and they say, "Oh, give me my balloon back." Like, fam, this is how y'all miss out on y'all possible husbands every day in life. Hear people out first.
That's why it's toxic television.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's toxic entertainment. My mom was like,
curating the downfall of our society.
Balloon pop show. I was like, Mom, don't you watch these things? This is not your problem. She'll tell me, she's like, yeah, and then I watched this podcast, and this man was saying that men need to love themselves and stop tricking on women.
Oh, she went down the red pill habit.
Yes. I was like, Mom, gender role arguments or whatever, gender wars is not your generation. Don't worry about these things. Don't watch these things.
It's not your generation.
You literally don't have these problems. Don't watch this stuff.
Don't let it seep into your...
She's like, it's not gender wars because he was talking about other men, his opinion on how other men do things wrong. So it's not gender wars. I'm you notice how your generation never had this as an ongoing topic?
Yes, right? Yeah, y'all know y'all roles. Us, we figured... I guess our generation still figuring it out. Or re-figuring it out, but...
They're trying to let social media help them figure it out.
This episode, we'll just talk about strictly gender roles and gender wars and a man's place and a woman's place.
It's a red pill episode, guys.
Every red pill episode. We'll just talk about the whole time.
Right. Oh my gosh, fam. Yeah.
No.
None of that. It's all good.
I'll ask you guys about your intimate dating lives, your experiences with dating, and you guys can just answer questions. That'll be the whole episode.
Let's pass.
Yeah, because, unless it's all coming out, I want the world to know. Gotta let it.
What do you want?
Okay. Kingdom OutKast Podcast.
Yeah, we're introing the pod now, y'all.
Welcome back to another episode
of Kingdom OutKast Podcast.
Episode 36.
Podcasting the truth of the way.
This is our first episode in 2025. Wow.
2025.
We are in our second year.
We're 1 year closer to the 2030 agenda.
Yeah. This is the prime year, prime time year.
It's
2025.
A quarter of a century.
Just think about that. True. True. This is inauguration year. This is a year of a lot of things.
Inauguration year, facts.
It is.
That's coming up in the next 10, 15 days.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in January.
January 20th.
Oh, fam.
It's on a Monday or Tuesday.
What is in store?
It's not this upcoming, but the following week, I think. Right?
Oh man,
I think it's the 20th, which is the week after next.
All right, yeah. Financial news, yeah. We definitely gonna be talking financial news. Then,
y'all listen.
See, what do we think money is gonna do? We're gonna talk about.
Make sure y'all stay tuned for financial news and alternative thought. And since y'all are here, make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you do.
For sure. How was y'all week?
What about do what you do, but we love you?
Do what you do, but we love you.
Something.
Yeah, or we appreciate you. So
cool.
Yeah.
How was y'all week? What's going on?
My week was good. Things were quiet. Of course, we started the new year this week, so I have started a fast. I do tend to fast the beginning of each year. My birthday is the 19th of January, so I always typically fast the first 19 days, first 20 days, something like that. So that's been a benefit, but I'm trying something new this time. I usually do some kind of food or staying away from social media, things like that, but I added silence. So not listening to a lot of music or a lot of pods or just different things that I would normally have going on throughout the day when I'm in the car or while I'm working, while I'm cooking, but just actually allowing the silence to just rest on me. So I can hear the Most High's voice. And the benefit of that, not only to hear the Most High's voice, but also to discern the voice of the enemy, because I think sometimes we can be a little, I don't want to say delusional, but basically not aware that the enemy is always kind of planting seeds, and just when we're getting focused is when he comes. So when I'm practicing silence and thoughts start to creep up of unforgiveness, or I haven't spoken to this person, or
it's meditation almost.
Yeah, it's meditating. So it's as soon as I'm feeling really good and I'm focused on a task, say I'm cooking dinner And then all of a sudden thoughts creep up about mistakes I made when I was 18.
Intrusive
Thoughts about things. I'm like, oh, that's the enemy. But when I'm always like piling on music and content, talking on the phone, and there's never quiet,
distractions.
I feel like those thoughts, they just kind of weed in with whatever pops up on my screen or whatever I'm listening to.
You can't necessarily pinpoint.
I can't pinpoint it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm thinking about is like, more recently I started really like listening to more praise music. So along my journey, I'm like, you know what? First, I'm like, I'm in the truth. Then after that, I'm like, okay, I'm in the truth and I'm out the streets. Then after that, I'm like, I'm in the truth, I'm out the streets, and I'm cleaning up my music. It's been in tears. Yeah. So I'm listening to a lot of praise music. That's been edifying. But what happens when I turn everything off and I just allow my spirit to, cry out to the Most High? Like, what songs are actually on my heart without me being prompted to listen to songs that other humans created to tell me how to praise the Most High? Like, what would my heart say in just the midst of silence?
Yeah.
So I just had a really silent week, honestly. Just when things have been quiet.
That's good, man. That's a real creative, I guess, consecration.
Yeah.
And fast. You know what I mean? I honestly, that's given me some ideas personally. I would imagine, I came across this fellow brew and trainer, Yeshua. We worked out a couple of times, and he's very into like science as well. And he would talk a lot about neural pathways that we create in our brain. Like you can differentiate between the voice of your evil ruach or just your own neural pathways, thoughts that we've created from trauma, from habits, from things of listening, and that's a really good practice to do because you can really kind of feed and discern, behind, okay, is this just intrusive thoughts? Yeah, from like experiences or past, or does this have more of a demonic or evil spirit kind of feel,
Right.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah, because you're really discerning through three different voices in your head: your own, other entities, and the Most High.
Yeah.
So it's like, look at all the just multiple personalities, right?
It really does feel that way. So that's why it's like, I guess you would recognize your healing and your growth when the negative voices start getting quieter.
Yeah.
And the voice of the Most High starts getting louder.
Last reply I would say to that, and I got a question for you. Was and that's one thing as a coach I gotta teach people often. You don't have anxiety, you don't have depression, you don't have post-traumatic, you don't have you could have it, or you don't have bipolar. You literally just can't think. You know what I mean? Your brain is like a trash can being filled every day with tasks, with things you look at, just information your brain receives through the eyes, from things you listen to, experience. If you never take silencio, silent time, meditate, pray, the meditation is renewing of your mind and listening. How can you control your emotions or your own thoughts?
Yeah.
So, and then I was going to ask you, what do you plan to do for your birthday, if anything?
I'm going to Helen. So I'm going to go to Helen. Helen is like a mountain town. It's like an hour and 20
Cabins?
minutes. Well, I'm actually staying in a bed and breakfast.
Okay.
So I'm in a bed and breakfast. It's like a historic home that I turn into, and they like cook the food fresh every day and stuff like that. But just there's different activities you can do out there. I plan to do horseback riding. I'm gonna do wine tasting.
I've been there. I went there with family a long time ago. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, they have the town, like the little inner town. It's like a German town where they have all these little like authentic restaurants that are based on like Dutch things.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's like white buildings with like.
And they're built. The outside looks like. It looks like a literal little town in Europe that they like placed in the mountains. I went there
like 8th grade. Yeah. Cabin deal.
I have been there. I went there also in high school in cabins, but this time we're staying in a bed and breakfast. And I just think it'll be a nice little getaway, and it's so drivable. So it's cool.
Plus one or friends?
Plus one.
Gotcha.
Plus one.
Okay.
Don't tell our friends at church. That's not appropriate.
I got you, bro.
They watching.
All good. Now I was just telling somebody about a cabin trip would be cool. But yeah, that's dope.
Who was you telling? Oh, you a plus one?
No. I've been saying, I mean, just in conversation with people.
I'm just trying to get you hung up, you know. I'm just
Yeah, I know.
trying off myself a little bit.
No, but I was just talking about things that I want to do this year.
Uh-huh.
I want to do a maybe 4-day cruise once a year.
Yeah.
I want to go out the country at least once, you know, for a few times. And I also want to do a cabin trip.
Mm.
So yeah, those at least 3 different type of trips I want to do this year.
Okay.
I've never done a cabin trip. Never.
It's great. It's healing.
Yeah. I feel like being out there in nature, probably doing some hiking, you know, cut some wood
hiking.
or
I would
something,
do some hiking too.
But I don't know. I love being out in nature for sure, but I've never done a cabin trip.
Even a nice cabin with like a jacuzzi.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's a vibe. That sounds like a vibe.
Yeah, you can. It's
winter.
nice being able to look out and see like all the vast mountains, and
Mm-hmm.
then you'll see little homes up there, and I always am like, who lives up there? Like, who lives in this tiny little corner of this mountain? But
Who would do such?
Hebrews.
Off-grid living, right?
Off-grid living, yeah.
What about you, Elijah?
Oh man, my week's been pretty smooth. Just a lot of work. I was looking. I worked like almost 70 hours this week, and then also been doing some fasting as well, which has just been a blessing. Like getting in a space with the Most High where I can hear a lot more of His voice, and I think like our flesh is so loud that it's so necessary that we take seasons where we are like in a time of like praying and fasting, because like the flesh just continues to make demands, whether it's
That's the only way to put it. Literal demands. Come on, let's go over here.
Yeah.
Let's eat this. Hurry. Don't you want some wine?
Oh my gosh.
Bruh, and then like when you fast, you realize how loud the flesh can be. But the Holy Spirit's been keeping me and just helped me focus more on the Most High's word and finding some scriptures. I think really what my focus has been is like being in silence as well as discipleship and like kind of counting the costs in regards to following Christ. Mm-hmm. So I've just been reading word like scripture on that. Matthew 16 has been really helpful, and like realizing that it's a continuous process of allowing for the Holy Spirit to like guide me and help me and shape me into more the image of Christ. But I'm not gonna get everything right. So like of course repenting. Realizing that there may be some consequences for things that I've done, but realizing like, okay, this is how you like gain wisdom, and then you like when you go back to the Most High's word and you kind of apply it to your life, it's like, okay, now I can look out for these things for future reference. So this week's been good. I've been trying to go to the gym as well because I don't want to like get out of shape just because I'm fasting, So I got to find a way to like be in the gym, not about to pass out,
Right.
But are you abstaining for certain foods or not eating at certain times?
Just like really not eating at certain times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like one meal a day or something?
Yeah, 1 meal a day. I'm doing like straight smoothies like a couple of days. And I think what I'll do is probably just go to doing a smoothie before I work out. So I know that I got some sort of energy or something. Maybe like but I am also I'm going to increase the what's the right word here? Increase the level of fasting probably. Like I'll start to get rid of some more intense. Like I'll get off meat, for like 5 days maybe or so. But yeah, January is the time. I think it's the best time for us to do something hard to set the tone for the year.
The Gregorian year. For our super Bruce.
Yes.
Woo! For the super
Forgive me.
These
Forgive me, Bruce.
don't even know. It's still the end of last year.
Indoctrinated pagan. Yeah.
Janus!
So,
we know the real New Year starts in the spring.
Yes.
When the grass turns green and
In
everything
March and
resets.
April.
Yes.
That's what the Most High said.
Yeah.
So I actually learned about that too. That was interesting in Exodus. But so I mean that's kind of been my week, just working on myself, trying to be a better man for this year.
That's good, man. I'm gonna do a fast this week.
Wait, are y'all gonna like take me out to eat for my birthday? Because I feel like I took you out to eat for your birthday, and we took you out to eat for your birthday. So I'm just saying.
Miss, there's no way I'm not doing something. You and your plus one might be doing something. But there's no way you're not doing something that does not include me for your birthday. So yes.
Okay.
I was just gonna get you like a book or something.
Please zoom in on my face right now.
Yes, come
I'm about
on.
to order everything on the menu.
I need to understand. I show my people love. Man. Y'all gonna see this year how much I take care of my people.
Just throw it in the bag.
Yeah. Now you guys you asked me a very important question in the group chat.
What's up?
Are you passionate about this?
Okay. I appreciate it.
I was like, look at Brandon using his tutelage on how to treat others and care for others' feelings. When you ask, him if he's passionate about this idea, instead of just shooting it down and be like, no, I don't want to do that.
I mean, and I would never be that way though. But I feel you. I get it. I hear you.
You're trying to get to the root of it. I was like,
I just feel like you were using like really good tutelage in that moment.
Right. No,
I'm gonna start asking for that when they say something that's like totally stupid. I'm gonna be like, are you passionate about this?
Yeah.
So
not that your comment was stupid.
Yeah, I'm fasting this week now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put that on my calendar.
Yeah, man.
I a lot of people are fasting. I feel like, Brandon, why am I not fasting? I was probably just really busy with this week for real. This week has New Year's influx is something else, you guys. A lot of clients, a lot of money being made, a lot of clients,
That's
new clients and such.
Blessings of Abraham.
Yeah, and I'm getting some clients who are into trading, like older people who are giving me some tools, some setups. So
I got some plays for you after the pod.
You said what?
I got some plays for you after the pod.
Okay, cool.
Some stocks.
Oh, this is exclusive content.
Oh yeah. Listen, this is not for everyone.
It's on Patreon.
You gotta pay for this info,
right? So yeah, just been busy with clients for real, getting that going, and just like I haven't even been able to get my own workouts in, because of that, and even on days where like I don't have nothing, it's been like, bro, I'm just so tired, of my body. I just don't even feel like I was gonna go work out, right after, service yesterday, and I was just like, nah, man, no, I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah.
So, I've been eating out a little bit, too much. Ever since I came back from vacation, I've just kind of been, focused on getting these new signups, but haven't been on my thing too much. But what I did do is I need to take this learning plants and herbs thing more seriously. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting into those books more. I made ginger beer tea or whatever for the first time this week.
Good.
Yeah, some ginger, lemon, honey, turmeric. I'm gonna actually throw pineapple in the next batch to sweeten it up a little bit. But
anytime, you like sparkling water or soda?
Nah,
give it a fizz. Oh, okay.
Okay, I mean, but
it might dilute it though.
I might do a couple things, because people who say talk about they never get sick, they're always consuming ginger. There's some ginger somewhere in there, so I'm just like, you know what? I don't even know what to put in as a dish. Yeah. So. And I'm going to start using garlic more. Garlic is known to be a real strong immune system thing. So, just getting more into those remedies, man. Because I got sick maybe twice last year, and I'm just like, why? That doesn't make sense. Yeah. And I know one was coming from back in the country, the shock of the body. Yeah. But then just like a couple weeks ago, just randomly, I just had congestion issues for like a good 4 days. I'm just like, nah, bro, this ain't it. And honestly, we could have put this on current events, but there's been these fogs happening in a lot of different states.
I've been
people getting pneumonia.
Going and dealing with that. Driving in fog to work. I'm like, where is this fog coming from?
And for what people were like, it doesn't even look like real fog. It's like almost flaky type stuff flying around. Interesting. There's a lot of rumors and beliefs about nanotechnology and them just making people sick. Trying to start new pandemic, China's we're gonna talk about that, but so I think this is definitely a year to take our health very seriously. I think there's gonna be a lot of attacks on health for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I think they're running 2020 playbook again for real. Yeah. 5 years later.
Make sure y'all get y'all elderberry. Elderberry's good. I think it's a very good immune system booster.
Mm-hmm.
And then that ginger, man. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I really enjoy tea, and ginger tea is probably one of the ones I drink. I don't want to say daily, but at least every other day. And I honestly can't remember the last time I was sick. You know.
I've
I mean,
actually never seen you be sick.
I've
Years.
felt a little off,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, let me just go and drink some tea.
Yeah, and I'm not really good with.
When you're saying like this about nutrition, I actually this year am meal planning based on season for the current produce, like the in-season produce.
Okay.
So I'm going to have particular meals and like a consistent lunch for like all of spring, all of fall, all of winter, all of summer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I'll have 3 to 4 dinners that include the produce for the produce at the in season at the time.
Okay.
And I'll switch it as the season changes.
That's cool. That's
See how
cool.
that goes.
That's cool for sure. Well, shoot, I think we
Time for our
talked
precept.
about our
Precept.
So what
Let's
is
get
that?
into the word.
Okay, so the precept today it is coming from James. James 2:21 through 24. And it says, wasn't Abraham declared righteous because of his actions when he offered up his son Isaac on the altar? You see that in faith. You see that his faith worked with his actions. By the actions of faith was made complete. And the passage of the Tanakh was fulfilled, which said, Abraham had faith in God, and it was credited to his account as righteousness. He was even called God's friend. You see, a person is declared righteous because of action and not because of faith alone.
Okay. So, interesting. As far as Hebrew words here,
I chose action.
yeah, action.
But I want to hear your response to the passage.
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, my bad.
I was gonna let you keep going to give the word. We can give it all, but
Okay.
I mean,
There's a couple of different. You got Strong's Hebrew Concordance 5949. A lila, to exploit a performance, an opportunity, derived from the root word allow, which means to act or to do. Okay, so let's go with allow. Verb, allowed. All allowed. Definition, to act severely, deal with severely, make a fool, mock, play, meaning to affect thoroughly, to glean, to overdo, to maltreat, to saucy, to pain, to impose. No, this isn't it. There's a lot of different words for action actually here. I'm trying to find the most accurate one here. Okay, here we go. Malal. I think this one is it. 4611. And see, that's why that right there is a good situation of understanding how the English languages takes away so much.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good amount of different words that could have been used for that.
Mm-hmm.
So malal, 4611, noun, masculine, malal. Definition: deed, act, practice, work, meaning an act. Derived from the word alal again, which means to do or to act. The Hebrew word malal refers to actions or deeds, often with a moral or ethical connotation.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the exact word that would have been used. It is used to describe the words, works, or practices of individuals, whether good or evil. The term can denote the general conduct of a person, or a specific act that reflects one's character. Cultural and historical background. In ancient Israelite society, deeds and actions were seen as reflections of one's inner character and relationship with Yah. The Hebrew scriptures emphasize the importance of righteous deeds as evidence of faithfulness to God's covenant. The concept of malal underscores the biblical principle that actions speak louder than words, and that one's deeds are a testament to their faith and obedience to Yah. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Abraham's deeds, his actions, his obedience unto the Most High
Mm-hmm.
was counted to him as what?
Malal.
Oh, it says, you see that you see that a man is justified by works and not by faith alone. By acts of obedience, a born-again believer reveals his faith. I mean, it kind of goes like, of course we're not saved by our works, but our works are a reflection of our faith. Because it's like, if you really do believe that the Most High is going to bless you, but you're not working towards anything, then is your faith is it genuine? I don't know.
And what can he bless?
Yeah.
Without your work, what can he bless? I mean, he can bless us with good health, and he can bless us with, a strong state of mind. But when we actually put to use the desires of our heart, the things that we want to work toward and build, he can bless what we build with faith. If we're stagnant, I think it limits his ability to necessarily bless and grow and increase us. And so I chose this precept because today we're going to talk about the blessings of Abraham, and I think it's important to note that he's an example of many things, but it was the faith plus the works. So he showed in this verse, he showed the willingness to sacrifice. He showed the importance of putting your faith to action. And then, of course, we know that he is most known for his faith.
Yeah.
So I think the three of those things paint a good picture of us going forward. When we think about our life, what would I be willing to sacrifice for the Most High? How can I put my faith to use in good work so that he can bless and increase me? And I need to always make sure I prioritize my faith in general. That's first, before he can do the other two.
Yeah, he's the embodiment of just faith. Faith being acted out. The man is the first in the whole Bible to really leave his family. Leave everything they had. To follow the voice of the Most High. You know what I mean? And I just really just want would love to see that moment in a scene, right?
Yeah.
You're literally in pagan society. All you know is paganism, and you hear the Most High and he calls you out of that. You know what I mean? Granted, they all know of Shem, they all know of Ham and Japheth, and those ancestors are still alive at those times, so they know about the righteous path. But just to see that the Most High just calls you out of that, and then because of that, you literally have now become the largest DNA distribution in the entire world. Yeah, man. There's so many things he definitely did. I mean, his journey is just so interesting. Even of course with his wife and seeing his personality, and he was a very humble man. He probably exemplified the strong, humble type for real. That kind of look. You know what I mean?
I don't think we even have a comparison just because of his level of wealth plus the humility.
Yeah.
It is just really hard to even have a real life comparison.
He was definitely one of the wealthiest, as for sure. As well, in the integrity that also came with his wealth as well.
Whole bunch of flocks, whole lot of tents, whole lot of servants. And I mean, we read in Jasher how his dad was one of Nimrod's right-hand man.
He was his image maker. He carved and crafted images of the gods.
Yeah. But his dad, that means that Abraham was around royalty,
Yeah.
And to leave all that, But I think it's just, I definitely can take something good from it, that with our faith in Yahshua, it's important that we don't just say, I'm just believing on Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not doing anything about it. Yes, I believe in Christ, but I'm studying his word daily. Yes, I believe in Christ, I'm praying and I'm fasting. So I can be filled with more of his Holy Spirit. Yes, I believe in Christ, but I'm turning away from all these pagan ways, everything that I'm seeing out in the world. Faith, you have to have something to show for your faith,
That's why it's so great. We just, came out of the Feast of Dedication season, Chanukah, because it reminds us, of looking back at those stories, the actions, bless you, our ancestors had to go through and actually do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The actions of defending, the actions of war,
Yeah.
the actions of bless you. We want our Torah and we want our laws that teach us how to action in the Most High.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to return to and understand is that Yeshua taught the Torah. Yeshua walked out the Torah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, the Torah is action.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's our instruction manual for how to action as a human being.
Yeah.
You know, and also, of course, you know, what shows us what sin is, right? So, you know, that's, you know, one of those main things too. It's like, and as far as like action in my life, I want to be more intentional about, you know, giving the Most High's, you know, first fruits and first, you know, before I, you know, budget out my own, right? I want to be more actionable about, you know, and faithful in helping less fortunate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some actions I really want to put in this year that really, you know, will be a level of sacrifice, you know, but also think they'll build character and strengthen, you know, the relationship in y'all. So
Yeah. I think so I was watching this movie, The Forge.
mm-hmm.
Watch it on Netflix. But one way that this dude has a sports equipment business, and one way that, like, one of the main parts of the movie, they were coming up against they were about to lose a client, and this client basically either, if they lost this client, they would have to fire off a third of the staff, or they would have to stop giving to the mission. Like they had the mission, like an orphanage overseas and stuff like that. So they basically, what they did was they gave 10% of the revenues to the mission. That was his tithe from the business. Yeah, just an idea for you.
That is dope. Give into a mission.
Yeah.
I'm a little. Yeah, I feel, you know, I could possibly come across something like that. You know, I'm a little bit, I'll say, more unconventional.
Yeah.
I like to come across people in need, like authentic, you know, real interactions. But you know, there's tithing, there's offering, right?
Yeah.
That's offering, right?
Right,
So,
That's a good point. All right.
Okay.
Let's get to current events.
Sure.
Let's get it.
Okay, so this week, 2 quote-unquote terrorist attacks occurred in 1 week. So, in my opinion, I just believe things are heating up. Things are getting worse. This country is just not a safe place to be. So much so that even on New Year's Eve, I was like, you know what? I just need to be in the house because I can't be around large crowds of people because people are tripping. So the first thing that happened was in New Orleans, a crazy person, a literal insane individual, jumped in their vehicle and tried to mow down with as many people as they could on Canal Street in downtown New Orleans. You know, knowing that people are going to be out and about, enjoying themselves on a holiday night, this is what they decided to do. The person caught, another name, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but just like a lot of these attacks, everything is like, the motive is too obvious. Okay, so a black man with a Muslim name who I guess had some sort of ties to ISIS. So this is what the person did.
So, condolences to all the family, right? Condolences to all the family, all the loved ones, you know, the ones that passed who fell victim to something like that. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's also why I stay out the rah-rah.
Yeah, we literally can't afford to go in large crowds anymore, be outside on these so-called holidays.
You know, I honestly, you know, think that this could have been it's possibly not a literal ISIS. I honestly think this could possibly be. Look, after finding out 9/11, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't put
like a side out to make it look like it was ISIS, but really ISIS.
Right, you know, and what does that do? Causes fear. People get in mind of terrorism.
Islamophobia.
Now we're offering laws and things that'll fix the problem but take away freedom.
Yeah.
I really kind of look at a lot of the situations with that kind of eye.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate the collateral damage that happens.
Yeah.
You know, from that. You know.
Yeah, I just said it had MK Ultra written all over it for me.
I mean, honestly, the subsequent attack, the Trump Tower one, which I don't think anyone passed away, from my understanding.
The terrorist.
Yeah, besides the person there, but he was in a Cybertruck, and it was right in front of Trump Towers.
Yeah.
And we know that Elon Musk and Trump are now boys, you know. So that also further adds to the psyop. It's just like there's no way you could like. It's just a script, in my opinion. Like as I'm seeing this event, and it's just
they always find the person's ID every time.
I'm also looking at symbolism.
Yeah.
You know, on top of the whole, you know, health care guy being taken out, right?
Oh, United Healthcare, yeah.
There's symbolism here of attack on the rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, future where we see, you know, like Cybertruck and exploding in front of Trump Towers. I'm thinking, is there some type of Masonic symbolism behind this? Symbolism of, you know, what's to come in the future. Symbolism of, you know, what is to happen to Trump or what Trump is going to do. You know, I think there's a lot of deeper like symbolisms and meanings in some of these stories too that, you know, might not be picked off of. Maybe Larry Johnson then threw some numerology out there that's passed, you know.
I'm sure he has.
Right?
It's probably correct. Because Larry's always right.
Yeah.
Larry's never been wrong.
But yeah, so it's just like, yo, like I think there's some deeper things happening for sure in the back that we're not privy to.
Yeah.
But definitely, you know, pray the Most High reveals, right?
The MK Ultra portion of it is that when they find out the backgrounds of these individuals, they're like, oh, they were just like super depressed. This one was in debt. That one had been divorced twice. This one lost their kids. They were in court battling. That does not make people commit acts of random terror. That's why it's like, was this someone doing this unknowingly? Like, were they like almost just doing an act without knowledge of what they were doing so that they could be, you know, blamed for this terrorism? I just can't see someone just simply being divorced and in debt and saying, I'm going to go kill myself in a public way.
I think it's part of a larger plan by the powers that be to infiltrate the United States. We know that there's been no wars on this land for hundreds of years, and because of that, and because of all of that, the seeds that they've sown all throughout the world, especially in the Middle East, there's a lot of hate towards the United States. You know, maybe maybe
but these
the
are
powers
U.S.
that be
citizens,
also,
what they call them, homegrown terrorists.
Yeah. I was gonna say also, you know, they could just be like, okay, like, you know, maybe we'll give you guys these. You guys can attack here, here, and here, and allow them for things to happen. I don't know, but it's just like it's just Satan.
Right. It is. It really is, man. I'm tired of it. I'm also tired of it. Like, goodness gracious, man.
I just kind of, even with the drones last year, you know, I don't know if those have even gone away in Jersey and now all over the parts, but it's just like, these are things I think that the media and people are trying to use as distractions to get us away. Like, you know, as I've been off social media, and I'm not thinking about like those types of things and all the fear that's being pushed onto a lot of people, and it's definitely a blessing. But we got to be diligent with not looking at these distractions and like allowing for our minds to be consumed with the what ifs, but just really just trusting the Most High and His Word, understanding He's going to protect us. Be diligent in storing our resources, of course, but you know, we're not called to live in fear, nor have we been given a spirit of fear. So
right, yeah, for sure. That's why you guys say pray it up and actually action. You know, in those prayers, take care of our, you know, our eye gates. You know, don't action out in these streets. You know what I mean?
Using wisdom and discernment.
Yeah, actually walk in wisdom.
Okay, China bird flu.
Yeah, I want to start this with an article.
Please.
MSN.com, viral video of HMPV chaos in China rages alarm. Should India be concerned? China's worried about a new pathogen, human metapneumovirus. HMPV infections can be documented nationwide as the government increases screening, identification, and isolation procedures to address identified infections. Social media videos depict a frightening scene in hospitals with individuals wearing masks crammed into waiting areas. There have been videos of patients coughing that surface. According
Videos of patients.
That's a bullshit. I can just imagine.
right.
Looking like birds.
According to officials cited by Reuters, China has seen an increase in HMPV cases, particularly among children under the age of 14 in northern areas. It is a common respiratory virus that causes upper and lower respiratory illness like a cold. It's called human HMPV. As with respiratory syncytial virus and other seasonal diseases, it often manifests in the winter and early spring. How's the HIV outbreak situation in China? In light of the fact that incidences of certain respiratory illnesses are predicted to increase over winter, China's Disease Control Authority had early on December 27th announced that it was testing a monitoring system for pneumonia of unknown origin. According to an official statement, Reuters reported that data for acute respiratory disorders revealed a rise in total infections for the week of December 16th, 22.
Actually, a couple weeks ago, my mom was like, around the time we were buying food and stuff for the holidays, and she's like, it's so bizarre. I was in the store and there was no more regular eggs, so I came back a couple days later and they still only had a few. So the only eggs they had were like the premium organic eggs, $9 a dozen. And this is before I was aware of the. Obviously, we weren't aware that this was going on. I do think there's a bird flu going on.
Yeah, I did notice today when I went shopping that the eggs were. They said they put a sign up there. It's like there's due to a shortage something about the eggs. I'm like,
we shouldn't be getting eggs from China though. That's alarming.
Well, birds travel and diseases travel.
So you think that there's bird flu is maybe started in China, but it's here?
Yeah, I mean it's just now like the birds are being affected, but not the people necessarily. But maybe people are experiencing it here now too. But that's I know that I've heard of SARS before, like severe acute respiratory thing. There was a pandemic that happened back early 2000s, I want to say. So only thing I can think of is just prepared. We know what happened 4 years ago with the pandemic, which was totally different. But I mean, this one, medical supplies are just gonna be important to have, and take care of our bodies.
Source things locally as well.
Look, and that's why we're like, take care of your health, man. We're not gonna dive deep into it, but we talked a little about the fog thing.
Yeah.
And people, reports of people having pneumonia like the day after.
Yeah.
I mean, we know somebody who just died of pneumonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone young.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we don't know what's happening. There's nanotechnology in all of our bodies. They're vaccinating food, vaccinating animals.
Yeah.
We all have the vaccine in us.
Yeah.
I'm convinced. I mean, even if you didn't actually take it, we all have it in us.
Yeah.
From shedding, from whatever.
From breathing air.
Water.
So it's
driving through fog.
So it's just a thing of like,
it's crazy.
Look, you can try to determine what you think is the mark of the beast, but at the end of the day, pray. Just pray and actually try to take care of your health,
Yeah. So much rebuke.
We don't know what they got in store.
Facts.
So, and what's going to be a big challenge for me is not being the I told you so guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like what?
Oh man.
Fam.
Just be in silence, bro. Just be like,
God, keep me humble.
Yeah, there's a lot of words.
If I see
strict
certain
gestures on it,
family members run the same chicken with their head cut off playbook that they did during COVID.
You're gonna disengage.
Oh well, folk didn't learn.
Disengage.
It is what it is.
yeah.
Okay, let's get to the main topic.
Switching gears.
So today, I would like to discuss a topic that all Hebrews believe in. We all discuss it. It's just an understanding, I guess, and that is the blessings of Abraham. I want to talk about what comes with the blessings of coming into the truth, which means getting rid of your idols, moving away from certain holidays and paganism into a pure faith, recognizing who you are based on your bloodline and the blessings that are associated with the above.
Father Abraham and many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I'm one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise Yahweh. Right arm, left arm, right foot, left foot.
Turn around, sit down.
That's a throwback right there. We gotta clip that.
Yeah.
So nah, man. You know,
so I was reading.
Go ahead.
I wanted to like find out where the Most High blessed Abraham. So I think it's in Genesis 15.
Okay.
I'll read it real quick. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying, "Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield. Your reward for obedience shall be very great." That's Genesis 15:1. All right, and then Genesis 15:9. So God said to him, "Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, turtle dove, and a young pigeon." So Abram brought all these to him and cut them down the middle and laid each half opposite. But he did not cut the birds. The birds of prey swooped down on the carcass, and Abram drove them away. When the sun was setting, a deep sleep came over Abram, and a horror of great darkness came over him. God said to Abram, "Know for sure that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, where they will be enslaved and oppressed for 400 years. On that nation, whom your descendants will serve, I will bring judgment, and afterward they will come out with great possessions." Referencing Exodus 12:35 and 36, and Acts 7, verse 6 and 7. "As for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried at a good old age. Then in the 4th generation, your descendants shall return here to Canaan, the promised land, for the wickedness and guilt of the Amorites is not yet complete finished." Just a little glimpse into the blessings of Abraham, but we know that Abraham's blessings are to his generations, and are great. The other thing, immediately I thought of Deuteronomy 28. Kind of want to read that a little too, if you guys don't mind.
His descendants would be like the sands of the sea and stars of the sky.
I think, and so for me, when if someone were to ask, what's the big deal behind these things? Like, what's the purpose? Why are you doing feast of dedications? Why are you making a deal of your faith? Why did you convert, so to speak? Because I've had people ask me that. And this is the part. Like, there is blessing associated with observing the days that the Most High set aside for us and removing the idols from our home because of who we are. It would be important to remove the idol anyway. But as the sons of Abraham and as the remnant and as those lost tribes, as Judah, it is essential.
Yeah, and I think. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, what it means is that you're literally are the chosen to be representative of the Most High on this planet, right? You're literally chosen, and granted, everybody out of our bloodline isn't necessarily chosen, there's other people in other bloodlines who are chosen to replace some of the rebels in our bloodline. But, in being a descendant and understanding that, it's a weight, but a blessing at the same time. Because not only are you going to be representative of who Yah is, but you get to walk in that power as well. You know what I mean? There's more power to speak things into existence, more power to move how you want to move. If you have that knowledge of just who you are and the power that comes with that, So the knowledge of it, it provides confidence, it provides weight, but it's also just looking forward to the promises that are also promised.
Yeah.
To regathering, to restoration, and to just knowing that the Most High wants us to dwell with Him.
Yes.
So yeah, man, Abraham is literally the definition of Kadash, set apart.
Yeah.
And that's all what we're supposed to be. We're aliens on this life path.
Yeah, no, the blessings are really they're amazing to experience. I think even just like celebrating Feast of Dedication this year, whether it was that or celebrating Tabernacles last year, or even going down for Passover last year, or 2 years ago, Tabernacles, Passover this year. Like, it's just you get so much peace when you're able to worship the Most High in spirit and in truth with other believers. And I think the thing that like I kind of want for people that do believe in Christ but aren't like understanding of the way is to realize that it's in the same Bible. Like Yahshua is prophesied about in Genesis from the beginning, and because of that, like Yahshua did like none of the Most High's word has gone away, and also we're not supposed to add to it. That's another thing. But I think that when you celebrate these holy days, and it talks about this in where was it? It's in Exodus, I think, but it talks about how there's blessings associated with remembering the Passover, remembering Tabernacle, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Or in Jubilees, it talks about how, you know, the holy days will protect you. You know, like how Passover, when they obeyed, you know, the Most High, and, you know, were saved out of Egypt. Like, there's protection that comes from doing the holy days.
Yeah.
You know?
It's, and I think that there's spiritual blessings that we get, whether it's, you know, peace, joy, those are things, discipline that are extremely important, and like they make you feel like you're able to love yourself all the more. But I think that you know, soon we are to see the physical blessings coming onto us as a remnant of people that are worshiping the Most High in spirit and in truth, and receiving these blessings, even in this land of our oppressors, because
we're going to be the head and not the tail.
Yeah, but
there's also respect that comes with. Abraham was a very respected man. He's a powerful man, and even though he was set apart, right, even the other kings and people around him respected him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So one thing I definitely get Abraham is like, there's a way to be in this walk, way to be in this truth, but move in a way where you respect others, and you know you are respected because. I mean, Abraham, I mean, there's some apocryphal texts I've come across that show, you know, how Abraham taught the Chaldeans, the Egyptians, their sciences. You know what I mean? He's the one who educated them, which grew them into, you know, into where they kind of took their astronomy and biology and all these things, right? And so I see, you know, with walking this blessing, there's an as you are a servant, the Most High is going to exalt you.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be lowly and feeble through life. Like, no, there's an exaltation and power that comes from walking, you know, like a servant as he did. You know, as much money as he had, he served people. You know what I mean? And he had a humble and servant-like heart. You know, which we also see that come, you know, with the Messiah as well. Yeah. There are other biblical characters that we can look at and we can herald, but you know, right, you know, but they don't all have the same characteristics, right? They have different personalities, different qualities, you know, and we see Abraham is very respectable, you know, man, you know, so that's what I definitely get from him, and you know. Going back to that point, you know, about him being blessed, his descendants will be like the stars in the sky. It's so crazy because you can look at scientific evidence today that actually proves that. We all know haplogroup E1B1A is the haplogroup of Yaakov. But this is from isogg.org /tree/index/.html. But it's where you can go and you can find your haplogroup if you did like a DNA test. Haplogroup E would appear to have risen in the northern hemisphere of Africa based on the concentration and variety of E subclades in that area. Today, E1B1 is by far the lineage of the greatest geographical distribution, which includes the Bantus, many African Americans, Igbo, Yoruba, you know, and I've come across writings that show that, you know, even though Mexicans don't have a lot, they show traces of E1B1A, you know, in there, so it runs through Latinos as well, right? And so just E1B1 is the Bantus, and that's who descend from them ourselves, right, and the related tribes. That's not even adding on the ones who are so mixed that they don't even have that haplogroup no more. Latinos and natives.
Right.
That's how big his descendants are.
Right.
The biggest distribution in the world, you know. But yeah, it just goes a little bit more into where it originated, where it spread off to, and you can actually see the travel pattern of E1B1A and E1B1B, which would be Jacob and Esau.
Yeah.
But you see E1B1A stay a lot more within the African countries. You see E1B1B in African countries, but spread into Europe as well.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
and so it's just cool to see that.
Yeah.
Right, because it proves the word to be true.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel as though us, you know, blacks in America, you know, black people in America, we are in a very unique situation, a unique predicament where in our lifetime we will see our, you know, the tide turn from us being the tail to us being in the head, and from us being the borrower to us being the lender. So that being said, we do see a rise in, you know, the wealth gap, and how there's going to be more so the upper class and lower class, less of the middle class. Personally, I see a lot, you know, a lot of our people, and by that I not just believers and not just people that are black, but like really walking in the truth. Like I see us being in that upper half. I see the Most High, you know, exponentially excelling our businesses, our land. We want to purchase property. You know, you could even, we're still in a day and age where you can buy a house for one amount. You keep it, and in 5 years it could be worth 2 times as much as you bought it for. People are, you know, there are such things as insurance policies where a person may, you know, pass away and then their children inherit $1 million. We're actually in the position where the Most High could just do very small, subtle things and small changes go on in the next 5 to 10 years that a lot of our people could see 6 figures increases in a lot of the things that we do. And then as we're moving out of the system and building things of our own, I mean, the Most High does have the ability to increase our businesses, increase the scope of work, the type of work, where we're able to charge other businesses going out of business, us choosing to buy businesses so that the wealth transfer starts to happen in real time. I feel like that's part of the blessings of Abraham.
You know, that, you know, and that reminds me of a conversation you hear a lot, you know, come up about just how much the black dollar power really has, but we just don't actually rally together.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, again, one of the topics I want to bring up with our eventual possible future guests. You know, it's just like, who are going to be the people that actually rally together and do this like we're supposed to.
Right.
It's going to be the set apart holy ones in the way. It's not going to be just only African people. We are going to be able to work with other people of other nations who believe in our same Yah. You know, and
that's where our money power is going to really come when we rally together, when we really act like the Nazarenes did in the New Testament, where we learn to barter trade with each other.
Right.
I mean, there are going to be some who hasn't gotten all the way on the financial wave, but just like our Torah tells us how to set apart, you know, some for us, some of our less fortunate, I'm pretty sure we're going to figure that system out as well.
Yes, I agree.
And that's why I'm so big on like returning to the Torah, especially in the area of finances and how we how we spread around as a community, because we're going to need our own system to survive out of to survive out of the beast system, or the cryptocurrency system, or whatever, you know, whatever system they're coming, which is going to take away all of our freedoms. So yeah, I feel that.
You know, y'all hit it right on, man, for real.
Because that's where the group economics comes in.
Yeah. You know, and we're working together as the co-regime.
Yeah.
You know, and pooling our resources together, all for the Most High's glory. But you know, individual excellence creates community excellence.
For sure.
You know, so, and we already have our laws, statutes, and commands in Torah. You know, our ways of operation. So.
And this would go into a whole other topic a little bit, but when we say that, but we're not going to hold everyone accountable according to the law, because that would create another whole new dynamic.
No. I'm only talking about as far as finance and how we deal with finances. So my thing is like the Torah is literally a whole. That is literally you can build a whole society off of the Torah. The laws, how like if you really read around the laws on how to operate with money, and how to deal with borrowing, or how to deal with putting some aside for the less fortunate people in your vineyard, or you set apart a piece of land or inheritance for the strangers that sojourn, or for those who have other nations who've intermarried into. Like I'm saying, the Torah, literally, we can create an entire society off of that.
Right.
The millennial kingdom will be based off of the Torah.
Yeah,
And so, so for me, it's not a situation of, withholding everybody to the legalism of, you have to wear one garment, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. No, it's you guys, the beast system is coming, inflation is here. What's going to happen so we don't end up poor and stomped out? We have to return to our instructions that the Most High gave. Torah leaves almost a bad taste in people's mouth at this point, just because of people talk about the law and but Torah just means instruction, commandment, law, right? It can mean any of those three. And so we have instructions on how to do with money. And Nazarenes, they operated exactly how we should in that. We see that in the book of Acts. And that's something I feel like we need to study more, we need to look at more, we need to start setting our businesses up in community efforts and economic efforts of more kind of, around how they operated. Bartering systems more. Boy, I had somebody for braiding my hair, I had somebody for a travel massage, I had somebody for haircuts. I used to barter in my 20s, boy, moving out.
No,
you know what I mean?
It makes sense though, because like you said, the system can support itself. Like for example, Social Security, we know it's not going to be around, but imagine a system where it's just understood that you support the elders because the elders have supported you. So if you go and
they support with wisdom and guidance still.
Not just wisdom and guidance, but not just that. The thing that happens is that when the elders get to age and they're getting closer to retirement, in the current day we live in, they've worked 40, 50 years, which means they have a retirement. They're able to pivot that into, if they wanted to, into land and so forth. And then there's going to be new, young couples that are getting married, wanting to have children. If they partner with the elders and make these purchases, say they build out land with their own parents and grandparents, and they have homes on the land, if they choose to then, finance it together, make sure that you're able to be paid off, as the elders, are getting older in time, they're able to live there close with the younger. The younger can take care of the older because they've been able to help them financially, as opposed to everyone doing it themselves. So what we do now is like every person goes and finances to the max an individual home. They live there as long as they can, and then when it's time, when they get up in age, sometimes they can't necessarily afford the note anymore, or they've paid it off. They need to go live in a home, and then they use their insurance check to cover the cost of them living in a home, or to have caretakers. Instead of the money going into caretakers, allow your family to take care of you, and you put the money into the family land. That would make the Social Security system obsolete. We would not need it.
And that's where we definitely would have to really, fill out roles. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of comes to their own skills, their own aspirations, and things like that. But it would definitely be a situation, coming and seeing, okay, well, what other skills we have, because we can't have too much of one thing and
not enough of the other.
Right. So, but I think we're going to be forced into those conversations. A lot more. I look forward to say when School of Hebrews, we have our next men's thing. Hopefully we talk about some of that stuff a little bit more. I want to. So.
That's good. Okay. Are we ready for alternative thought?
Sure.
That's good.
Okay. So for alternative thought, I want to hear each of your 2025 predictions. So just tell me, do you think that there's going to be like the sky is falling? Are there going to be extraterrestrials? Are there going to be drones? Is there going to be flooding? Will there be fires in Los Angeles? Like, what will it, power outages? What do you see happening this year?
Which year? I'll let you kick it off.
Man, I definitely think as I think about 2025, there's going to be a lot of spiritual warfare for sure.
Okay.
And I think people are going to, like kind of how we saw on New Year's Eve, they'll just be given over. And like, let's say that was just like a dude who's like, he just was dealing with attack and demonic attack, and that's what made him drive his truck down to Canal Street. I can see a lot more of that. I think in regards to, because it's an inauguration year, and we're gonna see a lot of changes from the Trump administration in trying to speed up that 2030 agenda by the UN and by the World Economic Forum, and I think that we're gonna see like a lot the establishment of more institutions that have a lot of power that are going to be evasive in our lives, and we see like right now with the increase in talk about cryptocurrency and digital currency, that's going to foster in these new agencies, whatever they may be, that have this power, to being able to dictate over our lives. But I could see more distractions on the way, whether it's extraterrestrials, or whether it's
the first day of the year last year was literally that whole situation in South Florida. Y'all remember?
Oh yes, in Miami.
It was
the portals opened up.
Oh, in the mall.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was in New Year's?
Yes, that was in I remember it was definitely in January.
Yeah, some say, oh, it was just kids fighting, and others have videos like, nah, fam, this is the ET thing.
Yeah.
I mean, first day,
There were
2025, it ain't start like that, but
It definitely started with
attacks,
terror.
though.
I mean, yeah, which is, yeah.
Even in Atlanta, I seen a notification about a man sitting on a bridge. So they have blocked off 285 northbound and southbound. Just some like 10, 11 o'clock at night on New Year's Eve. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Like, when you're trying to get home and you're stuck in traffic because
And
there's a
people were
man
trying to go to the
moonwalking on the overpass.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, what do you think about 25?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see inflation. I think when Trump puts these tariffs and stuff, like, so I'm really about to pull some of my money out of the market, and go back into gold and silver. But we're gonna see.
Okay.
Those are safe havens, man. Also, look at platinum.
Okay.
Look at platinum.
Okay.
Keep going.
Let's talk after.
Yeah.
Platinum. What is
It's for the Patreon.
No, but
what other metals are there? Platinum. There's bronze. What else is there?
Copper.
Oh, there's iron. Do people buy
I'm saying,
iron?
this is, platinum is it's steady, I mean, you expect it to go up, so.
I'll tell you after the pod.
So
Okay.
for my
I can't
2025 prediction,
Wait. This guy just a few more. I think we're gonna see inflation. I think we're gonna see, if not another pandemic startup, rumblings in certain things of one for sure. I don't think we're going to see World War III necessarily pop off or something crazy in that realm pop off. I think we're going to see still certain things happening over in the Middle East. But I don't think we're going to see like too much on American soil yet.
Yeah.
Because I see over this 4 years, it's going to be like kind of a slow burn almost. Like it's going to get, by the time the 4 years, I think things are going to be terrible. But I don't think it's going to be like
terrible.
I don't
know if Trump's going to make it too. Trump's also old. He's in his 80s. He'll be in his 80s.
Yeah, I would also look back at that Baron Trump's Underground Adventure, last president book with AIDS was Macy.
You don't think Trump's gonna live 4 more years?
The Simpsons did predict him in a casket.
I think it would be more of a taken out type thing because I think his role is destabilization. I think his role is destabilization, and him being taken out. This isn't me, wishing anything. We still pray for our leaders, right?
So we can live a peaceful life.
But that'd be a great way to destabilize the country. Everything he's done already is kind of separated, destabilized us. Countries hate us. Now let's take him out. Now
that would destabilize the citizens.
Yes, and that's the goal. I think destabilization. I think tearing down America, straining the swamp, going after the D-state, as he says, which are all concepts in that book. Written 1890. Like, he became Baron Trump. Trials of the Future, become the last president to tear down the republic. Like, this is the whole book. This is the book.
Interesting.
So, I think we are going to... I need to read that book.
I've been reading 1984. Side note.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really have any more nightmares. I'm not reading those kind of books. I'm sorry. I'm not reading gushy, nice, cute books this year.
I mean, you can still have peace, but I feel you. I feel you. It can... But so I do think we're going to see some of that, but I also think we're going to see on the right side, I think we're going to see the co-regime stand up. I think we're going to see a lot more of us coming to the truth. I think we're going to see a lot more prayers answered as far as other people and loved ones coming into the truth and coming to salvation. I think we're going to see a lot of that. And that's what I really look forward to. I mean, I even have certain homies, like, I've had like 3 people ask me about coming to church, right? Yeah. This week, and one of them being one of my closest homies, Cullen, that I've known since we were like elementary school buddies. Only reason why he couldn't come yesterday because his wife wanted him to drive with her to Tennessee. That's the devil. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Colin, Brandon,
she's pregnant. She's
trying to get you in trouble.
No. But I'm gonna try to get him, in there, and then I can see that trickle into his household, like, real good, genuine dude. One of those dudes that you're just like, man, I know you don't necessarily love Jesus, but how could a person like you end up in hell, right? Or end up in like a fire? One of those types, right?
But sometimes those people are chosen. Like, it is actually in them, and it just hasn't been.
And so I pray.
Brought to fruition.
I pray that him saying, like, he almost said in a joking way at first, but he was serious. Like, coming, okay, cool. Hopefully this is your chosen time. Yeah. Nigga, I'm gonna drag you by your ankles to service. Like,
that's what we gotta do.
Even my
roommate's gonna come. So she's gonna visit PCC.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, I just see prayers being answered. My boy at the Bible Book Club, he just got elected to be the new youth leader at my old church. And he raising his family like, Bruce, right? He knows who we are. But I just see his influence seeping into the congregation. He said he's going to be so big on the unwhitewashing. He's not going to let any material of whitewashing be taught under his youth leadership. Like, and he's real big on that with his own sons. Yeah. So I just see the setup. I see where we've seen the falling away kind of happening. I see more people coming to salvation at the same time.
And into the truth.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I see that too. I think more waking up process is going to continue in 25. I agree with that. I do think we will see more activity with these drones and different signs in the sky. I don't know what exactly all these signs would be, but different things going on above our head. Yeah. Between the chemtrails and the drones. Sometimes people say they see blinking, and then there's been a couple of strange incidents of plane crashes. I won't be surprised if there's another 1 or 2 instances of a plane like fully disappearing. Yeah. Or something like that. So I think we'll see signs in the sky.
Whole show based off of that too.
And in certain cities, I won't be surprised if there's some sort of a reason for people to rise up and march and loot, and then they bring in the military in a major city. We haven't seen much of that this year. The last time we had a lot of uprising was 2020.
They might try the George Floyd play when Trump gets in office.
Something of that nature, yeah. When Trump is in office, and all of a sudden black people need to be mad. Like, you guys are just being quiet. Y'all need to get angry. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some type of a black, police violence type of incident that caused people to get back in the streets, and then caused the Proud Boys to need to down it. Now they're standing up so that there's this civil unrest a little bit. I see those things happening this year for sure. But I also see more people flocking to places of faith.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the church 2819, which is where my roommate attends, and they went from like 100 to like 10,000 overnight type thing. So I think like some of these churches, even though they're not fully in the truth, like they're still teaching that, you know, the people that are
at least people
in the
coming
state
into the
of
milk.
Israel are there and stuff.
Yeah.
So people are going to be like, you know what, I need to be like in a place of faith. Like I need to be in these places. So that's what I see in this upcoming year.
The darker the world gets,
my house is
The
gonna
more
be
the
covered.
light's gonna get lighter.
My house is gonna be covered. My family gonna be covered.
Yeah.
And so I'm keeping my faith, increasing my faith, honestly, this year.
That's the unfortunate thing about our human nature is sometimes it takes a common enemy or it takes some type of trouble, you know, for us to flock to the Most High. So,
Yeah.
you know, you'll see that human nature aspect kick up for sure. So, man, praying for the year, y'all. Praying for everybody's year that y'all have a great, blessed, you know, prosperous year,
abundant year. Yeah, financial news. What do you guys think like for 2025? I guess in regards to preparation, I know Brandon, you mentioned inflation. Touch on like markets. Where can we see those move in? And then, you know, if you want to touch on your personal goals as well, what do you guys see?
Yeah, I see the market kind of still doing well. I feel like it's going to be a change in the market, possibly some negative once Trump is inaugurated, just because the tariffs.
Yeah.
So we're going to see some inflation there, but we might see cryptocurrencies still kind of go up.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably see gold and silver and cryptos really actually go up.
Yeah.
And the value of dollar lessen. I really feel like we're going to see that. That's really kind of the extent of what I'm looking at as far as the market and money. I think crypto is going to go up. I think gold and silver will keep going. Actually, it's predictions that gold is going to break 3,000, you know, this year, pretty soon. Which, you know, it was only at 1,900 in last year January.
Yeah.
You know, so as far as personal goals, to finally start paying these taxes.
Pay the people.
Right, you know,
So
unless the Most High just, you know, find some way to deliver me out of that. But that, as well as getting so much seriously into trading. I want trading to now be my main area of income.
Even though I said it's antiquated?
I mean, I know what the word means.
Is that a date? I don't know.
You said, what do you mean?
I think it's antiquated, and I just can't see someone getting severely into trading in 2025.
Don't listen to her.
When you say antiquated, what do you mean exactly?
It is the way of the past, not the way of
Trading?
Yeah.
Like day trading? Like
Yes.
making,
Day trading is so 2004.
Fam, you can get rich off of that in like just a few months if you're good at it.
That's what them crypto bros be doing too. They be getting rich off of day trading crypto. Like,
Yeah, day
or
trading
like,
is
you know,
never out
Just tell
of.
me, maybe
If you want to be a travel bae who never works, who just travels and just posts Instagram photos of your plates and nice scenes, trading is the thing to do.
Is that what you want to do?
Fam,
Personal goals.
Look, I can see myself on some anthropology wave, traveling the world, videos showing people places, things I've researched, and I'm making my money off of trading. And I'm still giving y'all my herbs, my health advice on the road.
Oh no, how are we gonna? What about our podcast, Brandon?
Hold up, who knows when this is gonna happen? First of all, but I do need to get so good with trading this year that I don't need to nothing else in life, no other kind of work. That's
Everything else is just
option, and I can just do what I love. I mean, I coach for free. Like I love what I do. Like you know, I love helping people with health, nutrition, grocery shopping, all of that. Like, but I want my life patent through the trading and markets, mastering that, as well as mastering that will help master predicting the future of what's going to happen in this country. You know, the famous line off of the movie, "Leave the World Behind."
Yeah.
You know, the black guy said is, you know, those who, you know, who know the market or control the market, control the world, or you can predict the future. like.
Yeah.
So that, but yeah, saving and getting some of these other, you know, bills out the way that I got.
Okay.
You know, repairing credit, you know, doing a little bit more credit repair. You know, not that I really care, because I don't know if I'm going to really, you know, buy a home in this country. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, those are kind of my financial goals right now.
That's good. For me, I am working and learning about living on less. So I said I had kind of a meal plan and really kind of focusing on cooking and meal planning based on season and being very particular. But what I want to do is like in that of as far as like meal prepping, buying more things in bulk and understanding how to ration food in a way that makes sense, so that if I cook once or twice, it should be able to last me the week. But what if I wanted to cook a month's worth of something and freeze it? For example, like soups and stews, chili, things like that. So I just want to learn a little bit, and that kind of goes into preparations. Like, it's not because I'm in the need to do it now, but I want to know how to do it so that if the time comes, if I need to live on less, or if we start getting feeling a squeeze financially, you know, can I make vegan meals that I think are really good? Like, can I make things without meat or reduce the amount of meat if the price of meat goes crazy?
Stay ready, don't have to get ready.
Stay ready, don't have to get ready. So I'm actually looking forward to that, even like as like a hobby. I want to try it.
You gotta go to farmers. People when you go to farmers markets to buy your meat, you see how much cheaper it is. Like, like I go to City Farmers Market, Austell Farmers Market, get a whole freaking 3-4 pound thing of beef for like $7.
So what I need to get a deep freezer eventually, which I think I will. I think I'll clear out my shed and put a deep freezer in there sometime in the future, so that I could do that. Because you can, I mean, if you really get technical with it, you could meal plan a year in advance. You could buy all your meat for the whole year and then break it up by season. Then break it out by month, by week, and be set so that if anything were to pop off, you have a year's worth of meat. So I want to get a little bit more into that, and then I am trying to get away from like certain things as far as like spending some money to get my hair done, because I'm locking my hair. So before I get the process, yes indeed. So before I might spend $100-$200 a month, like getting my hair, straightened, blown out, whatever. So just learning how to do my hair, taking the cost of nails and stuff maybe off my plate. Just figuring out how to.
Sal giving wifey vibes. That plus one will probably love that. Love
lack of
things like
expenses.
that.
It's because it makes your life easier when you can be satisfied with less and you have more, so that if ever you get in the squeeze, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Because I feel like last year I was like focused on making more money. I was like, how can I just make more money?
Yes.
Just shop more and just spend more.
Yeah. Consumer.
Consume more.
Gotta get away from that, Get away from Babylon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, 2025, personally, I want to get my hair longer, so I'll probably start, I'm taking my braids out right now, but I'm going
Despite the fact that we're working.
It's okay. It's not distracting, I don't think. I'm gonna get locks put in, eventually.
Put in?
Yeah.
Give us the same.
No. What does put in mean?
Oh, I'm not getting no extensions.
Oh, okay. Fam.
I ain't got no time for that.
I'll call him out right away anyway.
I ain't got time for
They're
no.
like, Negro, how'd your hair get long so fast?
Yeah. Like, what's going on here, buddy? But yeah, and really just draw close to the Most High. Better understanding of what His will is over my life, and just be deeper in understanding of the Word, and just being able to help others is what I say my personal goals are. Now, preparation wise, I think that like financially in the markets, like you mentioned, inflation is going to be big because of the supposed tariffs that Trump is supposed to be proposing. And the thing with Trump is that makes it hard for like people in business and in economics, even geopolitically, is that he's like really a wild card. So like you can't really plan around this Negro. You know what I mean? So it's tough in that sense to realize like what all could happen. But I definitely could see inflation. I'm very sure inflation is going to continue to rise because inflation is not necessarily a today thing. It's already been set in stone years ago because the money's in circulation. And I mean, I think that they're going to try. They say that they try to get it under control, but really they're working off of money that was printed years ago. I won't say years, but a year, 2 years ago, which we know so much money would have flooded the markets. Now they're trying to deal with interest rates so they can control the money supply and all that. And it's all part of the this very, very fragile system. And I could honestly see the markets not doing well in regards to the stock markets. And I say that because the unpredictability of Trump, and let's say he does try and go America first, a lot of companies already have a lot of their manufacturing and stuff overseas. And when you think about manufacturing and supplies coming from overseas, and then there's tariffs, that means that the price of goods are going to have to go up. And that means that consumers are going to buy less. And when the consumers buy less, that means that share prices go down for each company. So, with that being the case, you could see the stock market losing some of its value. But I do think other markets are going to grow. Those that are commodities based, of course, and then precious metals, as well as the cryptocurrency market. And I think that the cryptocurrency market is going to grow because it's necessity for this new world order. So it has to 2025 is really the year for it to become mainstream adopted. Yeah. Where even Deja got freaking crypto. You know what I mean? I'm
sorry. What do you mean by that?
I knew it.
Someone who's not already into crypto, already wanting to, but it's because Apple Pay came out with this feature. Okay, well, I'll have some crypto.
Everyday people.
Yeah. Mainstream adoption.
I've had crypto since I was in college.
Okay, well, not Deja then.
Boy, she was ready to fight for it.
I know.
You guys know I'm multifaceted,
Yes.
Yeah. Mainstream adoption of digital assets, and that moves opposite of the United States dollar bill. So as the dollar gets weaker, Bitcoin will get stronger, and so will precious metals. So, it's important to be cognizant that these store value assets, minus I don't know about real estate, those assets are going to be extremely vital. And then who knows what kind of major events could take place, but you want to have your resources in check. I said that on the Feast of Dedication episode that we did, but I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it until you get it in your brains. And make sure y'all go check out that episode because it was fire. Shout out to 110 Media, Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
Putting that together.
Appreciate you.
That joint was fire.
For sure, man. You
fire.
You clean with it.
Clean. I'm
huge
excited.
Blessing, man, to have this guy in our life.
Yeah, I'm excited to do more content with him, man. It's really a blessing.
For sure.
But yeah, that's all I got, guys. We got anything else for episode 36?
Oh, man, first episode of the year, we finished somewhat on time.
Yeah.
I think we talked a lot and said a lot. I don't know. I think this is perfect.
We said it all. I think we said it all.
Said it more than enough.
Okay. Well, great.
Deja loves when we agree on anything.
Thank you guys so much for your time. It's been an amazing conversation.
Yeah, make sure y'all share, subscribe, comment, do what you do, but we appreciate you.
Most definitely. If you're looking to bless us, you can find us. Cash App is Kingdom OutKast Pod.
With monetary donations.
Yeah, if you'd like to bless us, as we're blessed, we plan to do more, for this podcast and make our content more enjoyable, more consumable. And, hey, we might even come up with some things, in Kingdom OutKast Media.
Mm-hmm. And just ways to share the gospel, ways to talk about the Most High's word, and
look forward to more guests. Some revisiting guests. We're gonna have No Name on here again at some point. We're gonna have some other people, on here. So,
yes.
If there's others you feel like you think might be cool to come on, or folk you want to us to talk to, shoot us the email or DM. Also, if you have any suggestions, things you want to, possibly see, or topics you want to talk about, or questions you even have that you maybe want us to answer on the podcast, hit us up.
Much love.
Kingdom OutKast Podcast. We We out.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Deuces.